Hi, are you ready to find out what is the holistic approach to emotional healing? Is there such thing? And if so, how do I do it or what is it about? So if you want to find out, stay tuned. So when I talk about the holistic approach, what I'm talking about is without medication, or you can do both. You can be in medication and do the holistic approach too, which it could be together. You don't have to pick one or the other. So for me, I have a signature program that I teach where I teach the holistic approach, which I created 8 steps where basically it's designed in a way so it's a healing journey in the way that I wish I would have found my healing for my emotional stressors and how to handle it. So the goal is for me to help you find the cause, because medicine helps you cope with the symptoms or manage the symptoms. Especially it's very helpful if you're in a crisis or if you're at the point where you're losing your family or hurting your family or losing your job or losing your home or like big things like that. Medicine comes and intervenes to help you stop the symptoms. However, the holistic approach, I see it more to help you find the cause and manage the symptoms too. So here are my 8 principles. First, you have to create space. You have to create you want to change what is not working. So change is hard, and by setting certain things in place that will guarantee that you will do the work regardless if you feel like it at the moment. So by creating space, you are preparing to practice and give yourself time to do the learning, to do the work and learn the skills. And also by creating space is I have a private Facebook group where this creates support in a way where you're with people who relate to you and you're able to talk about insights and how to do this exercise, so you're not alone, because it's so hard to find people who that's not their reality, so they're not going to relate to you or understand you. And a big part of creating space for me is doing a lifestyle check-in. So we're trying to find the cause, so layer by layer we're going to keep taking off, a personal inventory or audit to ourselves on what could be covering the causes of our symptoms. So we do like a general check-in on sleep, food, exercise. Your second essential towards your holistic healing is healing the past. A very important note on that is to keep in mind that we are not revisiting the past to relieve the trauma or poke an old wound. So with that in mind, the purpose that I found, and a lot of people couldn't answer this for me, why do we go to the past? And the reason is when we heal the past, we stop recreating unconsciously the same events. And I personally think that's the cruelest thing that we can do to ourselves, is to recreate it. And I've done it in my life where I realized that, I unconsciously did it, obviously. So is to go to the past and find patterns that are not serving you, like beliefs or habits and things like that, that are keeping you stuck or are making you behave in a certain way. So by clearing these limitations, we will stop recreating certain events. And another very important reason to heal the past is so we stop compressing our emotions, because when we don't validate, we don't need it to be resolved sometimes, In some cases, it just can't be resolved, for example, but just to have our story or experiences validated, it lifts a big weight out of us. And validation is huge And also because we stop compressing it inside, and compressing inside, it could make you sick, it could hurt your organs, or you could be, like a volcano that keeps hitting and suddenly has this outburst. So those are the reasons why we want to heal the past. The third holistic essential is to learn coping skills, cognitive therapies, like DBT, and practice things that help you cope in a healthy, resilient way right now, in the moment. And you can learn a lot of therapies and start implementing them into your life. The fourth holistic essential is keeping an eye on your nutrition, because there's a direct link with food and moods, because food becomes part of our blood and becomes absorbed through our blood system and our organs, and the blood goes directly to our brain. So we could be, the goal is to restore areas of imbalance that we could have, and if we have a bad nutrition, that's going to be blocking, or it's going to be part that's not going to be helping us, and we're trying to take all the layers out of things that are probably blocking us. So learning about nutrition and getting blood tests and all of these things are very important. And in my program we go and dive why certain foods could be directly linked with some cravings, and these cravings might give us a clue on what is it that we're craving in life, and there's some connections there. Or sometimes we punish ourselves with food, or we comfort ourselves with food and things like that, and topics like that. So that's an area that needs to be addressed on your holistic healing journey. The fifth is habits, and there is some neuroscience behind this, which is some habits are very hard and close to impossible to change, but there's also, when you learn about it, ways you can change your habits. So you have to track your habits and see if there's a pattern of something that may be causing you triggers, for example, or add more good habits into your daily practices. And the way to keep adding habits into your life is ideally by progression. So you don't immediately say, for example, I did this in the past where I was like, I'm going to start exercising, and I did 3 hours that week, and I was super tired, and I didn't exercise for like a month or something. So you have to do gradual changes. So you can do like a walk, and it's like a 10-minute walk, and next time or tomorrow it will be 20, and things like that. It's like progressive. The sixth essential towards your healing is mindset. Mindset is very important, because people that work on their mindset are more likely to succeed. And the reason for this is because when you work towards your mindset, you are prepared. So, for example, if you set goals or you want to do something, but your mindset, you didn't work on your mindset, then you're at risk that the environment or other circumstances might make you not do it. But if you had a mindset, you're prepared. For example, for your self-sabotages, if you know your weakness and things, so you prepare for them. And that's like preparing your mindset. Plus, mindset is key too in healing the mind, because you're actually creating new neural paths, like I explained with emotional intelligence. The seventh holistic essential is you have to love yourself first and work on your relationships. So I realized that when you love yourself first, and I know it sounds kind of corny, but seriously, how do you treat yourself? Do you have time where you do your favorite activities, or even the way you feed yourself kind of talks how much you care about yourself, because eating could be an act of self-care. Plus, when you work on loving yourself first, it's like a ripple effect that will affect all your relationships, and you will even attract better relationships, and you will be able to handle those relationships that you're bound to interact, because sometimes we're bound to interact with certain people, either at work or something, and you will be learning. You will know how to cope with that better. Because, you know, sometimes really everyone should be doing some kind of personal development, but realistically and sadly, unfortunately, most people are not. But, you know, like Wayne Dyer says, is one of my favorite things that he said is, we can't control, you know, how people treat us, but we can control how we react, and that's huge. All right, so the 8th essential, and it's one that will help you be prepared for the future, because, you know, sometimes we go to someone, and this happened to me, you know, that's why I relate to you, that you feel good at the moment, right? You got validation and you spoke your mind, but then the next day something happens, and what do? You're on your own. So that's when resilience comes in. And resilience can be built like a muscle. You can build your resilience through courage and inspiration. And resilience will help you be prepared for the unexpected, or, you know, it sounds kind of downer at the same time, but it's like things are going to go wrong, but now you're going to have skills to go to. You're going to be resilient. So we find inspiration through having a mentor, or having someone who already went through our journey and did it, and they overcame everything. So this keeps us inspired, like having people to look up to. And also, you know, at the same time, my signature program, we go through 4 case studies of people who were through very devastating situations in their lives, and we study and we evaluate, we see how did they overcome it and what made them strong and things like that. And also another factor of resiliency is contribution, because when you help someone who can't pay you back and you contribute, for example, I volunteer at a shelter with the sick cats, and nobody could pay me or nobody could see me, so it was like, it was just for helping, and at the same time I got fulfillment because I was helping, and contribution will really help you build your resilience because it will make you feel fulfilled. So these were the 8 holistic essentials, and I hope you find them very useful and go and implement them immediately. And you can comment below and let me know if you have any ahas or insights that you want to share. I would love to hear, and how, even if you take one thing and you start implementing, what are you going to do differently starting today? Comment below. I would love to hear. Would you like to find out what's sabotaging your life? Take the quiz. Click there and answer a couple questions, and you will get your free guide. It's a customized guide. You will get your customized result to match your answers. You can also text at 44222 and get my top 7 favorite transformational books that I highly recommend. I will also be putting a link for the guide if you're interested below. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and write in the comments if there's a specific topic you would like me to make a video about. If there's something in personal development, or if you're curious about how to build your emotional intelligence, post it below.